Hello and welcome to week 8 of Badass Woman of Hearthstone. I'm Incardia. I'm joined by the wonderful zTori today to bring you our last matchup for the EU bracket, which will be LittleGirl versus Sugudelimon. I think we will stick with Delimon in this case to pronounce it better. And yeah, I'm joined by zTori today. So, how are you doing?
Hey everyone, hello Incardia. Thank you for the very nice introduction. Well, I'm very fun. I'm very excited to be honest. The matchup is very interesting, taking into account that it's a full aggro from Little Girl versus a more
Yeah,
controlish like matchup from Delimon. Yeah,
yeah,
that's the pronoun. I'm trying. I swear, I'm trying. Um, it's I'm really excited about it, and I really do feel like it's gonna be a full matchup with come ups, come downs, a lot of turns into situations. I'm really looking forward to seeing how it's going on. Like,
yeah. They brought pretty different matchups indeed, and pretty different decks, of course. We have the odd paladin and even shaman, a pretty aggressive odd mage, and a secret hunter for little girl. And on the other hand, for Delimon, we have the even warlock, dragon priest kind of something, and the odd rogue and death rattle hunter. So why don't we talk a bit about the matchups? Who do you think is in favor generally throughout the whole season?
well, it's a very interesting question to be honest. As the stats are regarding the favor person in the situation, the more favorable one is Little Girl. Taking into account that Delimon's deck, take into account the late game overall, Little Girl can just go through it, go through. Come on, Odd Paladin, since the very beginning of its playing, yeah, has been very very rough, yeah, and
Yeah.
like to be honest, I felt bad when I used to play this deck. I felt guilty, really. Yeah, but what I can say about the lemon is that not necessarily I respect, but I like the fact that she brought some memory deck. Like, what do I mean by memory deck is the fact that I haven't seen a Death Rattle Hunter in both competitive and ranked for a long time, and I really want to see it again, really, because this was one of the best decks in the last meta for, excuse me, for the meta in the last, no, 3 months ago. Yeah, 3 months ago.
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah.
And the
It
dragon,
just
indeed.
it just added the Unduster, I think. The everything else is pre-Rastakan kind of
Yeah.
stuff, if I see correct. But yeah, you wanted to talk about the priest, so let's see what we have there.
Yeah, let me take a look also because I've taken the stats from a far away perspective to say so, but I have to look closer to it because I've seen no, I've seen the fact that the dragon priest could actually save her, taking into account that she, excuse me, bad habits die hard, that
Yeah,
she
that definitely.
um that she has the Dusk Breaker that could save her in the early game.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting. What do you think about the Ivan Warlock? She has a special piece in there. But if I were smart enough to remember the card's name, it would have been perfect. Come on, I
I mean,
can't.
it's interesting that she's running two Psychic Screams, one Primordial Drake, and the Mars Hysteria, which might get her into the late game with this priest in particular. if she's hitting these dust breakers early.
Yes, indeed, and she also has Zihi. Taking into
Yeah.
account that she has Zihi, it can be a pain sometimes uh, if you have a matchup with Secret Hunter, for example, because you can't really play so many things. Like in the early game, you go with the 1, 2 mana cost minions or spells you have. And then in the late game, you suddenly wake up with 5 mana and you're like, what I'm going to do now? And the game will be reversed again.
Yeah, she's playing that in her even warlock,
Yes, in the
I
even
think.
Warlock. Yes.
And that one's pretty much packed with every kind of tech card you can think of. We have a Skulking Geist in there, Mossy Horror, and of course the Spellbreakers.
Well, I don't want to turn this on my side very much, but I like to play Volok a lot. And from my experience, if you don't have that nice beginning with Hellfire and Defile taking into account Little Girl's decks, you are kind of done. You can't do
Yeah,
really anything about it.
you most likely won't get to all these sweet little tech cards you put in there to just get overrun by pretty much most of Little Girl's lineups. But I think both players are preparing at the moment. So, what do you think about the ban strategy? In case of Delimon, which class would you like to ban here?
If I were Delimon.
Yeah,
Oh man. Uh well
it's really difficult because they are all kind of just face.
but the most face it's the hunter.
Yeah,
Like in the history of Hearthstone since the very beginnings, Hunter came and faced us all. Yeah, I
yeah.
would ban Hunter. I would ban Hunter, really.
Okay, let's just
Okay,
have a look.
let's.
I think they've banned, and let's see if Delimon's counting on your advice here.
Yeah, she did.
Great. I'm just waiting to refresh everything, so it
And
might take.
Little Girl banned Delimon's priest. And if I were Little Girl, I would have done that too. Because as we were
Yeah,
talking earlier, you see, the priest had the very big chances of facing with the aggro. And the stats showed that too. There are just few percentage differences,
yeah.
between the results. So
The
yeah,
priest
they
can handle pretty much everything that she's presented with once she really hits these board clears, which there are pretty many of them. So I totally understand Little Girl's choice of banning the priest here.
yes,
And
and
as you mentioned before, to ban the hunter on the other hand, it's just choose between phase, and you always take hunter, kind of.
yes, indeed. Excuse me. I'm done in this with this cold and yeah. What are they doing? They banned. Okay.
We're
Later
just
girl
waiting.
accepted my. Okay, it's all done.
Yep. We're
Uh,
just waiting at the moment for the players to get started so we can join into the game and see what they'll be doing with their first matchup. I would, in case of Little Girl, which deck would you go first?
uh, well, to be honest, I would go with the not so strong one. I would go with the second best one, I guess, and I would go with the odd paladin just to make sure everything is fine.
Yes, so
That's
we can
main.
switch out for the and counter queue with the other decks if needed. Or maybe just take it to 03. We will see.
We shall see, yeah. That would not be so nice. Oh, three. I'm expecting for more, really, out of this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, they are both standing 3-4 at the moment. So we're watching who's going to get this 4-4 in the end. And they both did really great jobs in the past 7 weeks. So I hope we can have at least 4, in best case 5 games to talk about and watch both of these amazing girls just do their best in the last round. So I think we'll have a few more seconds to wait until the game's starting. And we'll see if LittleGirl keeps up with your advice and going with the odd paladin first.
Now, if LittleGirl would go with Odd Paladin first, Delimon, I think she should go. With Even Lock. I think Even Lock is one of the best choices to have. You have to begin um with the class that gives you the most oh my god, my brain just died. Wait. So so taking into account that Warlock has the most spells that could clear the board, yeah. You should go
Yeah.
with it first and oh, they started. Okay, let's get moving. Um
Gul'dan versus Jaina.
You asked for it.
Your soul
So
shall be
let's
mine.
get into the
mm,
spectate mode.
yeah, I'm moving a little bit.
See at the bottom. And LittleGirl's going for the mage here.
Going for the mage. Yeah, I was thinking at some point about the mage too. Like,
None will
you,
survive.
the annoying thing with the mage is if you don't have that nice draw, and eventually the Luna or Stargazer, you're just waiting for something to happen. Really, um, for mage, in my opinion, you need the Iron Jesus to save you in this matchup, really.
I love
As
this hell.
and Delimon has the Warlock. Okay, I haven't seen that until now.
Okay, so we're both in the game, I think.
Yes, I'm here too.
And we're seeing first turns with a secret keeper
Yeah,
followed
little.
up by the Kirin Tor.
Yeah,
Just
she's got that strong begin. I was
yeah.
looking forward to seeing. On the other hand, Dilimon's got Defile and Hellfire, which could help her. Oh yeah, and the Homunculus. Homunculus is okay here.
Yeah.
It would have been okay if she got like the other secret god. I forgot its name.
It would have been really bad for her if it was an explosive runes. Yeah.
Yes, explosive. Yeah.
But on the other hand, because both players know what they're playing against, um, Delimon just knows that it's a counterspell, and she
Yeah.
can't play the Hellfire, which would have cleared the board because it's a counterspell is waiting for her. And there's no coin to proc
To
that.
counter it. Yeah, to respond to that. It's unfortunate for Delimon here. It's really unfortunate.
We have
It's
many
unfortunate.
secrets.
And seeing the Kirin Tormage without another secret just tells Delimon either that there's no secret in hand, what we are seeing here, or that there's just another counterspell waiting. And yeah, I think
And if she survives this turn, and she will, uh, she'll get rid of that counter spell with Dilfile and then go for Hellfire. I was looking now at the stats, and Old Mage versus even Warlock is favorite. The Old Mage has a 61% in victory rate, so I don't know what to. Oh my god, it got pretty bad.
that got pretty bad pretty fast. Yeah.
Unfortunately, the game is kind of done.
Yeah, I mean, we just need to ping face here. So that was a pretty fast first 6 rounds, and
Six
Little
turns,
Girl
yeah.
takes the lead here, staying on her mage. And Delimon has to choose now between the Death Rattle Hunter and her Odd Mage. Odd Mage. What? Odd Rogue. Sorry.
No problem. I would
And I
I
think
would go with the Desert Hunter here. You need some board. You need a lot of things. I don't know. It's a tricky choice, to be honest. What would you go with? What would you choose?
I would go for the Death Rattle Hunter too. And well, Delimon chooses to go for the Odd
Rogue.
Rogue to beat aggression with aggression, I think.
Yeah, the attack is the best defense.
Yeah,
Yes.
kind of is.
Oh, the Flappy
Mm.
Bird. You know, that vicious fledgling is just the icon of a Flappy Bird. Aggressive and. But I never get Wind Fury out of it. It's sad. Okay.
Yeah, can get really big really fast.
The light protects me.
The Nemo has a good hand. Has a good hand. And she can replay to little girl's minions with a hero power, and that's an advantage.
Yeah, it's most of the odd rogue minions have so little health that this 2 damage most of the times just should be enough to get things done.
Looking at little girl's hand, it's okay. She doesn't have like for Delimon. I'm talking. That
Yeah,
she doesn't have a secret for the moment, and I think Delimon is like, oh, she didn't got a secret. Okay. But I think in the turn 3 I will play Fledgling and Hope, but um
that's
that's
in.
interesting.
I'm not sure if she really intended it to be like this.
No, she didn't. No, she didn't. It happens to the best of us.
Yeah,
Yeah, it happens to the best of us. I think she wanted to push the whole damage, and then she realized that she hasn't got enough mana.
yeah, because she used the coin last turn to get both of the fireflies out.
Oh, look at that. Unexpected results. That's actually a good card. That's a good card.
Yeah,
Iron Jesus may save you over here.
might be
But
nice sometimes.
yeah, I would have cleared the board too here
Yeah,
because you don't let you just simply don't let the plague spread, you just keep it chill over there. Okay.
yeah. And this hand of little girl just
I'll never
isn't
tell.
really that good at the moment. She's
I'll
missing
never
this
tell.
one secret to make it really good. So
Yeah, she wants to clear it all.
Yeah, I would consider that as well, because these secret keepers can get out of hand, so you can better deal with them once they're that small.
Yeah, little girl's hand is really bad. To be
Yeah,
honest, it's bad. It's bad.
she's really a bit stranding here because, well, there is the Janalaya, but she needs 2 more pings to get that one activated. And
And here comes
Delimon
the
can,
Flappy Bird. I'm
yeah,
so
she
excited.
can just push 5 to the face, going to 15, which isn't that great, but you know what you're playing against, so you don't have the immediate threat of that much burst in little girl's hand.
I'm really curious of what the Limon's going. Okay, she's testing for the secret, yeah. Or
Yeah,
maybe she didn't intend to do that and it just happened, but it's okay, yeah. Yeah, I think it's a win for Delimon here. I think it's a win.
yeah, that looks pretty obvious at the moment. I mean, Rack can always do really weird
Wonders.
things, but
Okay.
that's just not helping little girl at the moment.
Okay. So
So
she's
we'll
going for it. She saw it. It's the little, ladies and gentlemen.
and we're going to a 1-1, and now little girl has to decide if she's going for the even shaman or the odd paladin to counter this odd rogue, which,
Hmm.
as we can as we were able to see, was a pretty fast one.
Yes. Well, if I were a little girl, I think I would go with decisions.
Yeah,
Uh,
that,
it's complicated. I think I will go like, I'm gonna pick that. Even
yeah,
shop.
it's like, okay, let's just flip a coin.
Yeah, exactly. There. Okay, so let's look into the stats. Let's see what the
I would
smart
tend
guys. Um,
I would tend a
sorry.
bit more to the even shaman, because
Yeah.
if you are able to get this first aggression out of the way with the Merkspark eels and maybe a good corpse taker in the beginning, you have more to build up than the paladin has. And
According
we'll see the paladin.
over here, yeah, according to the stats, however, both paladin and shaman are better than the rogue, but uh math. So paladin has 69% of win, and even shaman 60, yeah, 60. So I think, according to the stats, Paladin would seem like a better choice. But if I were little girl, I would have gone with even Shaman too, as your opinion.
The light protects me.
Yeah, we'll see how this is turning out, because
Protects me.
Delimon has a pretty good hand for a start, but there's not that much to follow up at the moment. Where little girl just doesn't have the greatest cards to begin with, but this corridor creeper can get pretty low in mana pretty fast. And, well, the Void Ripper won't do anything on this board. It Yep, going
The
for
light protects me.
the bigger board. So you are most likely to get the Corridor Creeper out for 1 mana next turn.
It's a deal. Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
deal to go with the corridor creeper and what's that weapon? It's the divine shield, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting that that she's thinking about the Void Ripper to get rid of this 1/3.
I wouldn't have thought of that. I feel stupid.
You don't have to feel stupid on that. It's like I was thinking about the weapon here, just to trade the Divine Shield into the 1/1 and then Corridor Creeper and the weapon, but I think it's great in this position to establish your own board and keep your enemy from doing the same thing.
And here we
And this
go.
board is pretty great to go with the Divine Shield.
Oh man.
That's pretty much
The
many bubbles.
bubble. Yeah, I don't see how she'll get out of this situation really.
Now, I mean, she's not running Myra's Unstable Element, so there's not many to draw a lot of cards with at the moment. So she's just Delimon's just stuck with this Leroy, who really doesn't do anything in this point in the matchup, and Vile Spine Slayer, which could activate the Cold Blood or other way around, but that's just such a huge board for LittleGirl at the moment that I don't think that this will go very well.
It's interesting the little girl went for control, like it impressed me somehow. But we see in her hand that Leroy Jenkins, and on top of that, the blessing of might. So it's kind of this match is done.
It pretty much is.
Like the raid Leroy Jenkins finished with. Yeah.
Yeah, we're seeing the Leroy and the blessing.
Yeah, it's little. It's little.
I mean, if you are in Delimon's position, I mean, we're having caster vision here, so it's pretty easy to say if you don't trade into one of the minions, you would survive another turn. But even with knowing that, would it be worth it? Because I don't think there was anything in her deck that could have brought her back into this game.
You know, once it's more of a joke. Like you play aggro decks, you have the feeling of going face. It's an instinct to follow it in the bottom of your
Yeah.
heart. No, it's an instinct.
versus Arthas.
Yeah, and we're now seeing the Odd Paladin against the Death Rattle Hunter.
In this mulligan, I would have kept at least one grizzly because that taunt can be really such a pain sometimes when you play aggro.
Yeah, and it would be a pretty big minion as well, because normally you don't have that many cards in hand at turn 5.
Protects me.
So
that egg. Okay, so it came back.
Comes back.
Yeah. It's okay. I think she knew what she was doing, and it will come back. Yeah, I am looking for the egg now.
Yeah, that might be a possibility. Maybe she was just valuing the egg and terror scale combination above the grizzly because she was thinking about the possibilities to refill little girl's hand with divine favor and all that stuff. But this Stonehill defender doesn't have that much of great things. We're seeing a 0-9 against the 5-5, the 3-3, and the 0-3 at the moment.
I have a small feeling that Delimon will win this match. It's just a small feeling, just a small one.
Okay, I think Little Girl, if she can keep this aggression up, because she is dealing 5 per turn at the moment, and flooding the board to get a big Frostwolf Warlord next turn might be enough to just win her the game. But we're seeing 3-7 right now, which is indeed not that small.
However, Little Girl has a very good response to that with the Void Reaper.
Yeah. But she'll then proc the egg and have another 5-5 to deal with. But she's
her
definitely
purpose
thinking
at
about
this
it.
point is to go face. She can just simply ignore the dinosaurs. But yeah, I haven't taken that into consideration indeed. My fault.
Well, she has a 0-9 to keep the aggression from the Devil Souls far away as possible. So that might just be enough. We're seeing a Tar Creeper here.
And Spider Bomb.
The Spider Bomb will hopefully do some work next turn.
And she's got the taunt.
Okay.
Not the best one you could get here.
Yeah. She's really not searching for the defensive mechanisms with the weapon at the moment.
Path to choose. Reporting for duty.
She just built the wall.
Yeah.
That reminds me of Druid. Oh, good old times. I hated that one so much. Okay. Now I think I'm taking my words back.
Okay, so she's trading here to cube the spider bomb, I guess. Yeah.
Yes.
So we're going from full board to no board on Little Girl's side, and she has some problems to get back here because this 0-9 wouldn't present any aggression. And she's choosing to go for the 2 silver hands instead with the new weapon.
What Delimon needs right now is another taunt. If she's got a taunt, it's a win. Taking into account the very present of Little Girl's hand. Okay, that was it. Yeah, I would.
The ooze helps to at least stay alive somehow. but she has to clear everything, and she can really just threaten the life of little girl with her hero power here.
Oh, that's painful. That weapon is painful. It's
Yeah, it's so much value.
and it's sad. It's a sad story because she's just played those and she was like, okay, I'm gonna play it. I see that she doesn't have Vine Cleaver. I'm playing it, and then Vine Cleaver comes.
Reporting for duty.
That's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
And Delimon's just running
But
one ooze in her deck list.
oh man,
Well,
man.
that can deal at least with the board, but you're
But
still
wait.
one off lethal.
8, 16. Wait, man, she's got little.
Is
Oh
is it?
man. Yeah, it is. It is.
Oh. Yeah, with the King Crush. I haven't thought about that.
It's no. I was doing math, but I'm not good at maths. But I've seen it. Okay. Okay. So I had that little feeling from the beginning. I felt it, man. Okay.
Yeah. And we're seeing our 5th game, which will be the Death Rattle Hunter against the Even
Even
Shaman.
Shaman, yeah. Even Shaman, that little hunter, according to the stats I cannot find.
I'm so bad at stats.
Yeah, no, even Shaman is favorite with 55% win rate.
Yeah, so that will be a pretty close one at the end.
Rexa versus Morgul.
I'm really curious, and I'm excited about this match, really.
Yeah, it will be very interesting. And in Little Girl's case, because we can see both of the hands, would you keep a Sea Giant here?
The maximum of minions a Delimon can do on turn 4, it's like 3 or 4 minions. So Sea Giant wouldn't be such of a help here.
Yeah, and she's throwing it away for Corpse Taker, I think, or anything like that.
Corpse Taker, it's more suitable here. Okay, she's got the play that she's got the terror skill. We're looking for an egg. An egg.
Yep, we have all the egg activators, but we're missing the egg at the moment at Delimon's side. On the other hand, Little Girl's just starting to build up a board and some kind of aggression.
Fortunately for Delimon, she's got the Dark Creeper, she's got the Grizzly on turn 5. Okay.
Yeah. Well, at least the Star Creeper wasn't long for this world.
Oh man.
Now she's going with
can
the
see.
Dire Wolf. Okay.
I'm trying to understand why. Okay, now I understand why. Because she wants to get more attack on Corpse Taker. Yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense.
Seems to be the reason, but Little Girl hasn't got any play in her hand, so the Corpse Taker is now taunt and lifesteal, I think.
And Divine Shield, yeah.
Yeah.
Looking
Which
at Little
just
Girl's hand, we can see a very strong late game. A very strong late game.
yeah, if we can get to that, but I think the Delimon just hasn't got anything that can work. Yeah, you can
She will play a
Yeah,
wall over here, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah, well, 3-2-3-12 seems reasonable.
Yeah, reasonable, yeah. This wall reminds me of something. Oh man. Okay. Um.
Well,
Okay.
this fire elemental will do some damage, but you don't have a good play next turn. Could just use your other fire elemental and hero power if you really want to, but
Yeah. It's
yeah,
this match will be a long one.
and she's deciding not to trade anything into the
He's deciding
grizzly here
to
because
build a wall. Okay.
she could just terror scale or play dead here to have 2 4-13s in addition to the 3-7 and 3-12. So I don't think that we will see any kind of phase attack in the next couple of rounds from LittleGirl.
um. It's unfortunate what we see here. Unfortunate for LittleGirl. Um.
Yeah. I mean, if she's playing the fire elemental for Kalimos next turn, would that change anything? You can't get rid of this whole board because the Kalimos just deals
6
3,
damage. 6 or
or
something?
is it
No, it
6?
was 6.
Yeah,
I think it was
I'm
6.
not sure. I haven't played Kalimos in a long
Me
time.
neither. Okay, we will discover. Um.
Well, let's just see. LittleGirl's going for the other fire elemental at the moment. Maybe to just keep the possibility of Kalimos here. And will oh yeah, I haven't thought about that. I haven't just checked with the with the deck lists, and we're seeing the Spirit of the Lynx here
It's
on
not in the deck.
Delimon's side, which shouldn't be in the deck, and therefore is not the right deck she's playing at the moment, and therefore she will lose this one according to rules. So they are just, I think they
It's
just
unfortunate.
leave it. Yeah,
It's unfortunate because, okay, objectively speaking, if it wasn't for the Spirit of the Link, she would have won anyways. Just my
yeah,
point of view. But
yeah,
we will
most
let
likely.
the organizers take this into account and see what happens. It's an issue, yeah. Maybe she forgot about that. I don't know, but it's not okay anyways.
Yeah, I mean, if you're playing ladder at the moment and just have 3 hunter decks that are all great or something, and you're just picking the wrong one in this situation, it's really difficult. I was always thinking about this possibility when I was playing in my games and always not disenchanted, but just left one of the cards out of every other deck, so I just can't have a problem with picking the wrong one. Well, I think that's just what happened
And
here.
LittleGirl conceded. Yeah.
Okay,
so take the word, please.
so we're seeing a bit of a bad ending for this really interesting series because Delimon unfortunately chose the wrong deck to queue against LittleGirl in the last game. She had cards in it that weren't in her deck list that was submitted to our tournament admins, and therefore she got a loss for this last match. And LittleGirl is taking this really close series with 3-2 victory. But I think we saw some great games anyway, and it was really fun to watch all these matches within not just this one's particular, but throughout all these 8 weeks we had so many great players, great games to share with everyone, and really show off how good the Hearthstone, the female Hearthstone community is. And I just wanted to thank you in this case for joining me on the stream today.
No problem, darling.
Yeah, we've faced each other, I think 2 weeks ago or something.
Yeah.
And it's really funny that you have this kind of community in the Badass Woman of Hearthstone, and we're coming to a close of the Swiss bracket now, and we will have the finals still to go, with the top 8 for the NA and for the EU bracket. I must say I'm pretty bad with dates, so I can't remember at the moment. I have this little bird in my ear that tells me 2nd and 3rd of February will be the EU top 8 games, where we will see more of these great players, and we will start at 10 a.m. Central Eastern Time to bring you all some more Best Woman of Hearthstone content. And I would like to wrap things up here. Thanks for zTori for joining me. Thanks for the production and this little bird in my head. And hope to see you all in chat and in the future with our top 8 finals of Badass Woman of Hearthstone. And I don't